Hi Libra, welcome to March 2019. Here in March, the invitation for you is to bring the mystical into your everyday life. There is a major focus happening in Pisces. There is the Pisces new moon on March 6th, and it will last until the 13th because the rulers of Pisces are both Jupiter and Neptune, and they are with this new moon. Neptune is coupled with the sun and the moon in Pisces, and Jupiter is challenging this new moon in Sagittarius. Part of the challenge here is there could be conflict and bickering and power struggles going on in the workplace for you. And a lot of confusion as well, because Mercury turns retrograde in Pisces in the same area March 5th through the 28th. So we have the communication breaking down, we have misunderstandings, we can have lies being told. We're already seeing this in the public news here in the States. And this theme is going to continue. The reason is because when Mercury is retrograde, it brings out people that lie, steal, cheat, misbehave, and with it being coupled with Neptune all month, Neptune can, bring out as well people that are dishonest and proclaim that they're innocent and honest. It's a very interesting dynamic. So this is happening for you in the work area. So, people you work with, or people that, if you own your own business, that work for you or work with you. And there's going to be, games being played. So, do things that de-stress you. You know how we can get just like so stressed with life and work. Do things that are the distressor for you. Exercise is an awesome one. Meditation, nice music, lighting candles, doing things that nourish and nurture you so that if it gets crazy at work, you have your outlets that can counterbalance what's happening. We have no control over what other people say or do. Our only power is in how we respond to what's happening in our environment. That's where we have power. And the bigger message happening here for you is this mystical side of life, because Pisces, Neptune, they rule the mystical. Jupiter rules spirituality, philosophy, and we want to be using the higher aspects of life and seeing the bigger picture that, okay, this is one moment in time. This is 1 month out of the year, and it's not the whole story. However, it's going to be kind of a crazy month because of the Piscean energy and Mercury being in Pisces for 9 weeks. He doesn't move into Aries until April 17th. So even when he goes direct on the 28th, we're still in this Piscean energy because of his shadow cycle. That's his orbit of the point he retrogrades and his retracing of his steps, the point he goes direct, and then he has to come back over those steps. And before he moves into Aries, we're still in Pisces. Mercury doesn't rule Pisces. He rules Gemini and Virgo. So it is challenging for communication. It is challenging for commerce. Mercury rules commerce. Mercury rules business. Mercury rules currency, money. And so with him in this place, the everyday activity is going to be challenging because people may not be upfront, people may be trying to get away with something, steal, take what's not theirs, and so you have to be very aware of what's going on. Now, one of the things you want to watch out for is if you find yourself going into that passive-aggressive behavior because you don't like to confront. It's not your nature to get into people's face and say, hey, you. It's more of, this hinting around at it kind of thing. And so you want to make sure that what you say and do is very upfront. The easiest thing for us to do is to just tell the truth. And yet people can be so evasive with the truth or just lie about the truth. And then it's like the karma is instant now. It's like Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn is just bringing that instant karma to people now. Things they've been able to get away with for decades are now, it's like, not anymore. It's just like, wham, here comes the judgment. And, so it's just so much easier if we're just honest and say the truth. And it helps to navigate these energies. Mars and Saturn are both in harmony with this new moon in this area of work for you, in the foundation of your chart, and in the area of shared resources and inner power, inner strength, the deeper mysteries, the deeper passion of your life. And the message here is take the high road. And, by taking solid steps every day, being in our integrity, doing what's right, even if it's not easy, the payoff will come and the reward will come. It may come now, but it may come in April or May and June. Because of time restrictions, I limit these to a monthly forecast. However, things can happen this month, they can happen next month, they can happen in 3 months from now. Linear time is only here in this dimension, not in the eternal now. And if we are being practical and if we are being responsible, then this can be a new beginning for you in the area of work and your success because you're taking the high road, because you are in your integrity, doing what's right. And that is just like the sword that cuts through all of the baloney now, is that if you're in your integrity, you're doing what's right, the rest just falls to the wayside. Another thing too is the universe wants for you to remember your body is a temple and work towards attaining very good health. Neptune's been in this area for quite some time, and so for some of you, you may have been dealing with health challenges or weird things that come up that are nagging at you. And this is a wonderful time with Saturn and Mars strengthening this new moon energy for you to work on nourishing your body, strengthening your body, working out, eating really well, getting plenty of rest, drinking plenty of water, doing nice things for yourself, doing nice rituals, meditation, getting outdoors in the fresh air, and breathing deep, releasing the stress that comes up. Very important to do that. And then, of course, connecting to the spiritual side of life is extremely important in here. Now, another interesting dynamic that's happening in here in March is Uranus re-enters Taurus for the final time. That happens March 6th. Whenever a planet shifts signs like this and enters a new area of our life, it's a big shakeup for all of us. So we're all going through this. Just depends on where it lands in our chart. For you, it's in the area of other people's money, other people's resources. Now, for some of you, if you've been financially dependent on someone else or something else, there could be a shift here where either that money goes away, or that person is like, I can't do this for you anymore. You have to take care of yourself. And there could be, something in here that says, this money is changing. It could also be where you do it, say with a child, where you are like, okay, I can't, pay your bills anymore. You have to get a job, or you have to be financially responsible for yourself. And, and that's the truth. Another interesting dynamic here is the whole sexual orientation that goes with this area of the part of life. Is for some of you, you may notice that your sexual attractions change over, the next several years or even months, where it's just different for you now, where you're seeing things differently, or you're attracted to people that are very different in the physical sexual attraction kind of thing in the past, and maybe even some people could be like, I've realized I'm into same sex, and or some people that think that they've been same sex realize, I'm into heterosex, or I'm bisexual. And so it's a very interesting dynamic, because Uranus is the awakener, and when it shifts into a new area, it can awaken us to aspects of self we didn't even know were there. And of course, he's a weirdo, so things can feel really weird, like, oh my gosh, I have these attractions. I don't know where they're coming from, but they're there. So, it's always good to have someone to talk to, someone you trust, that you can feel safe with and express what's going on with you on these deeper levels. It's in an area where no one's going to know except you, unless you express it physically. You tell people, you demonstrate it. So it's not like anyone knows. This is happening on a deeper level with you. And of course, it's not everybody. This is what I'm getting for some Libras, is that they're awakening and they're discovering their sexuality in a new way. And yes, some of it is taboo culturally still. And but no one has the right to judge. No one has the right to judge what other people do. I mean, as long as it is consenting adults, then that's all that matters. If everyone is consenting and is an adult age that can make responsible decisions for themselves, responsible choices for themselves. Now, daylight savings time begins March 10th. Yay! And then the sun enters Aries on March 20th. Yahoo! Because we have spring equinox in the northern hemisphere. Yay! And fall equinox in the southern hemisphere. And what's really cool is the Libra full moon happens just minutes after the equinox. The Libra full moon is only 9 minutes into Libra. Now, this is an awesome full moon, and that's because there's a grand trine with it. Mars is very late in Taurus, getting ready to go into Gemini, your sister sign. Saturn and Pluto are coupled together in the area of your foundation, and they are in positive energy flow with your moon. And Mars is also in harmony with your moon and them. So there's a grand trine off of the Libra moon. And this is where, for some of you, you could be emerging with a new project, a new promotion. It's like your hard work, your dedication pays off. So, for those of you in an organization, when you move through that first part of the month where it's really, weird and stressful, the higher ups, they're like, wow, we can rely on Libra. They were the ones that were the most honest and dedicated. We're going to give them the project. We're going to give them the business. We're going to give them the promotion. So there's a payoff coming for Libra at the time of your full moon. And this is your full moon for the year. So it speaks well for Libra all year long. It's like your test is, am I going to, do what others are doing and be in the low vibration? Or am I going to take the higher road, the higher vibration, stay in my integrity and do what's right, even if it costs me in the immediate. And then in the long term, what happens is you get rewarded big time. So you're the one that gets the promotion. You're the one that gets the lucrative client. You're the one that gets the project you've been trying to get. And then, of course, the prosperity comes with it. And when Saturn gives you something and Pluto gives you something, it lasts a very long time. It's not pie in the sky. It's a long-term, lucrative opportunity that you can say, hey, I built this, I'm doing this, and I'm seeing the reward for my good work in this business, in this company, in the world, and so on. And that is really good. Another thing, too, is Chiron is coupled with the moon, opposing opposing the sun in Aries, in your area of relationships. This is where I see a lot of healing around this full moon. So there could be this amazing healing happening with you and your relationships. And this is very exciting, where you could be healing together with your partner, healing together with your tribe, healing together with your team, with your people, with other people. I love this Libra moon. It's been a long time since I've seen a full moon in Libra really have this kind of support and not challenge. And that's really exciting. And even with Jupiter loosely, challenging it, it brings this optimism with it. It brings this inspiration and hope with this full moon that is very exciting. And I mean, both moons are optimistic and hopeful. It's just that we've got Mercury retrograde over here and Neptune's involved. And, we can be sold a bill of goods, where things are being exaggerated and things aren't truthful. Here at this moon, we have this gorgeous, harmonious trine with it that is supporting it and encouraging it, and where you can have these optimistic connections with others. And now there is a little bit of conflict here, because your ruler, Venus, your avatar, even though she's sextile Jupiter, which is very good for business, communication, relationship, she is being challenged by Mars. And, that's where there could be some conflict, and my philosophy is, let's agree to disagree. I'm not here to convince anybody to what I believe. And, you either get on board or you don't. And that's okay, because you don't need to be right to have other people agree with you. If you believe something to be true, it's true for you. And so if we're finding that kind of behavior coming up, you can use your charm and just, happily step aside from the brouhaha that could happen with some people. Because you have, this new growth happening, this new start, new relationships occurring that are just fabulous for you and supportive and very dynamic. And so if there's, some energy in here, and there always is those that just want a conflict. There are some people that's all they know is to argue and make trouble. And, the only challenge I would say in here is not even with your moon. It's that Mercury retrograde with Neptune. They're sitting right next to each other. It's very easy to forget things and overlook things. That's the challenge, because Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. And in Pisces, Pisces has nothing to do with the physical world as far as details go. And so we can easily forget the details, forget what we were supposed to do, and think we did it. And, that energy is still around this entire month. So be aware of that the devil is definitely in the details. And so don't let the excitement and the enthusiasm that you're feeling, because good things are happening for you, forget to do your homework and trust your instincts. If something seems too good to be true, it is. It is. Because this energy also is like the hoax, that what appears on the surface is not what's going on. And you want to do your homework. If someone comes in with a really great offer and you've never known them before, Google them. So the wonderful things about Google is you can get, a history on someone very quickly and find out who they are. And that way you can, make good choices about who you are letting into your life. But this is also a wonderful time for you to expand your social circle and bring new people in. And if someone's great in March, they're going to be great in April, they're going to be great in May. So there's no hurry to rush anything this month, especially with Mercury in retrograde. Now Mercury does move direct on the 28th, yippee. And Venus enters Pisces on the 26th, your avatar, which is another message from the universe to enter the mystical side of life, to not forget that you are this great spiritual being having a human experience, and you want to be doing what connects you to your higher self, what connects you spiritually to the all that is, where we emerge from, where we will reemerge to. We are stardust. And then Mars enters your sister sign Gemini on the 31st. That's awesome. That will absolutely open doors for you in April, May, and so on. For those of you available for love, it's on. Venus is in that area of love and romance all month. I would just say, take your time. If you meet someone who's really amazing, do your homework. If they're really amazing, they'll be amazing next month too, and in the future. If they're not, isn't it better to know? And for those of you coupled, I see this lovely healing in here for you. A beautiful healing for your relationship and opportunity to heal with others. Money looks good. There is some sort of promotion in here for you, and there is a financial payoff too. And your career is moving up as well. And that's good news, because you're doing the work, you're taking the high road, and the universe is rewarding you, Libra. And spiritually, it's off the charts. You just need to take that time, meditate, don't be in a hurry. If something's awesome, it's going to be here next week, next month, and so on. Don't let anybody rush you. Don't let anybody put their agenda on you. Connect to your soul self. Trust your instincts. Trust your intuition. The eyes can be fooled. The ears can be fooled. What we hear, what we see, what we think we know is going on. But the instincts are always right on. The intuition is always right on, especially those first 3 seconds that the intuition gives us a read. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing my videos. Libra, you're rocking awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps to support the channel, and it lets you know when I upload. So until next time, Libra, I really love your full moon. It's going to be amazing for you, and there's so many good things happening. Stay positive. Stay focused. Much love.